Good evening, everyone. We are back. I know I missed last week. I was exhausted and I took a week off. I hope nobody minded that. I am the Confident Autistic, Chris Mitchell, and it is time for the Confident Autistic live stream. Yes, we are back. We've got a fun evening planned for you tonight. We're going to be talking about a new podcast that I'm going to be launching at sometime in the month of May. Don't have an exact date yet, but it's coming. So I'm excited about it. Let me pop on here and we can see me. Alrighty, there we go. Where is everyone from and how is everyone doing? Tonight, for those of us who are in the Christian faith, it is the Commemoration, so Maundy Thursday, I believe they call it. It is the uh, remembrance of the Last Supper, and Easter is around the corner. And it's very renewing time. And speaking of renewing, we're going to be renewing and starting something new called a new podcast. And let me just do that. Oops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Now we're back. I'm where I want to be. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And it is going to be called, drum roll please. It is going to be called Live Confidently Autistic. And that is coming. Um, Coming up, we're going to be showing you that trailer I did. If you've not seen it before, it's going to be, we're going to play it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get your feedback on it. And we're going to have open discussion tonight about anything you want really about autism or self-confidence. And so it's going to be a fun evening. Now, before we get into all of this, like I mentioned, it is what? It's Good Friday. No, it's not Good Friday. It's the Last Supper night. Yes, that's it. Now, every year I usually do this on social media, and I haven't this year because I have detoxed for 53 days off of Facebook and LinkedIn, with the exception of using Buffer. That's a program I use behind the scene technical stuff to post updates on the social media sites and occasionally popping on there looking for guests for the podcast, which we'll talk about later. Or will be actually. I have not put one up there yet, but I will be doing that. But mainly, I've been off social media. But most years at this time of the year, I share something I really enjoy, and I don't want to show it, stream it because I'm not exactly sure if YouTube's going to frown upon that or not. But they're not going to frown upon this. This is called the Penultimate Supper, and I just put it into the chat a few seconds ago, and it's one of my favorite Easter kind of comedy sketches. I like weird comedy. I do. I like Weird Al Yankovic, Bob Rivers, that kind of novelty music. Big fan of the Dr. Mentor show back in the day. So this is kind of in the alignment of that. So enjoy that video when this video is done. Don't click on it now. I'm beginning to regret putting it in there now because I'm like, you click away. No, stay. I'll put it. We'll put it in again at the end of the stream, and I'll put it into the show notes when I edit them a little bit later tonight. But the reason that we're here, before we get into it, where's everyone from? Okay, I'm here in Southwest Missouri. We're getting ready for some storms this week, and I think some of them have the potential to be severe. And it's we have a flood watch, so we're getting ready for that. So the Easter Bunny, when he comes to my house, is going to be wet and with wet floppy ears. So. And what's everyone doing for Easter this year? Excuse me. What is everyone doing for Easter this year? We don't do a lot. Okay. I mean, we observe it. We're aware of it. We don't really exchange gifts because it's just me and my wife, and my cat doesn't care, or our cat doesn't care. And you know, I like ham, but the kind of ham that I like, uh, I guess it's canned ham. I don't know what it's called. Uh, it's hard to find. So we usually just have a nice meal and all. Some years barbecuing, won't be barbecuing this year with the storms, but so if you want to share what you're going to be doing on Easter, and let you know that I'm really enjoying the baseball season. In fact, I'm looking forward to watching a baseball game when I get done with this. But you guys are important. So I'm hoping someone is recording the game tonight and she should be watching right now to the stream. So I hope she is. If not, we'll catch it off the internet. No big deal. We're fine. We're good. But let's get into why we are here tonight, okay? We're here tonight to talk about a brand new podcast that I'll be launching in the month of May, next month. And let me do this. There we go. Uh, and I want to share that with you. Oops, there we go. I got to get the screen up. Okay, here we are. Alrighty. And it is called Live Confidently Autistic, the podcast. So I'm going to share the audio here, the video of this trailer. Now, if you watch the trailer I posted up here, listen to it. It had music in the background, which uh, didn't go as well as I would like it to. I did not mix it that well. My apologies for that. So we're going to share the trailer right now, right spanking now, without that music in the background. So I fixed that so you'll be able to hear it better. So let's check out the trailer. Then I'm going to explain more about the podcast. And if you have any thoughts or suggestions of topics or guests you'd like to see in the podcast, you can share them with me in chat. Or you can email them to me, and I'll give you my email address in a moment. But let's get right into that trailer right now. Are you an adult and feeling challenged by autism? Welcome to Live Confidently Autistic, the podcast. The podcast for autistic adults, created and hosted by a late diagnosed autistic adult, the Confident Autistic, aka Chris Mitchell, a multi-certified confidence life coach. I am the Confident Autistic, and this podcast is not about fixing anything because you are not broken. This podcast is about helping you thrive while living life on the spectrum. On this podcast, we will address the challenges of autism we face in our professional, romantic, and personal lives by providing you with practical and actionable solutions. Each episode of Live Confidently Autistic, the podcast, dives into real life challenges from self advocacy and setting boundaries to navigating relationships, handling sensory issues, thriving in work and social spaces, and more, with guests who will provide practical, actionable strategies and resources that you can apply in your own life. There's no fluff or no unrealistic advice here, just real talk and real tools to help you build confidence your way, empowering you to take the transformational journey from self-awareness to autism pride and to live confidently autistic. Now, if you're asking, what does it mean to live confidently autistic? Allow me to explain. To live confidently autistic is to live life unmasked, comfortable in your own skin, and unapologetically sharing your authentic self with the world while pursuing and achieving your dreams. So if you suspect you're on the spectrum, self-identify as autistic, or are pursuing, have received a late diagnosis of autism, or anywhere in between, this podcast is for you. Be sure to subscribe to Live Confidently Autistic, the podcast, through your favorite podcast player platform or through my YouTube channel, The Confident Autistic. New episodes drop every Thursday starting May 2025. This is The Confident Autistic, aka Chris Mitchell, reminding you that you can live confidently autistic. All right, well, we're back. That was the trailer without music for the Confident Autistic podcast that will be beginning in the month of May. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to really have some great guest ideas lined up. May being the month of mental health awareness. Now, I don't have any. I don't. What I'm going to share are the concepts. I'm looking for guests for these areas. So these may actually come to fruition. They may not. There may be something other. coming up, but this is kind of what I want to get into. I know there's a lot of pros and cons, and some people like, some people dislike CBT therapy, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. The pros and cons on that, and that's one of the issues I like to bring up on the podcast, so we can decide if it's right for us. Because this is an important topic. I mean, there are some negative. It's not the CBT as much. I'm sorry, it's the ABT that is negative. But I'd like to get both of those on there: CBT, ABT, all of that stuff, so we can discuss this and see what's going on here. And there we are. Okay, my screen just went weird for a second. No problemo. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be talking about things like suicide. That's a leading killer. I think it's the number one killer. I don't have the stats in front of me. I was reading them the other day, where it's a leading killer for people who are on the spectrum. It is the number, I believe, it's the number one cause for death, and we're going to talk about resources that are out there. So we're going to hit some of the harder topics. We're going to hit some of the softer ones too, like it's not that soft, but it's not as intense as the others. We want to do an episode on self-advocacy, as I mentioned in that video. We're going to talk about some things like the video I done the other day, developing awareness and acceptance of autism, and how we can do that. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I have a little cough there. And we're going to have guests on there to talk about um, mindsets and practicing mindfulness. Maybe even meditation. That was the other M word I was looking for. I knew it would come along. And so if you have any ideas for topics for Live Confidently Autistic, the podcast, or any guests you'd like to see me interview on there, you can put them into the chat. And if you're watching this in delay, archived, you can put it into your chat as well, because I do read practically everything that comes through in chat. And if I did not fat finger at all, I put in my email address correctly. Chris@defineyourself.us. So if you don't want to do it in chat, you can email me those suggestions and all. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can email me as well. So looking forward to hearing that from you. Now, the other thing we plan to do, I want to do on this podcast, is I want to bring on people who have written books about autism, authors of books, pick their mind a little bit, learn about their books. Because, like I said in the trailer, I want to share not only information, but resources that we can use to feel more confident about who we are as autistic adults. And if you're joining us, we're talking about this new podcast that I'll be launching called Live Confidently Autistic. And we did the trailer a few moments ago, and that's fine. And we're just I'm sharing what I would like to do in the show. If you have topic ideas, guest ideas, put them in the chat or email them to me at chris@defineyourself.us. Love to hear from you. Like I mentioned, we're going to be doing things like suicide. We're going to learn the pros and cons of ABT therapy, what it is, as well as CBT therapy. I think I got ABT right. I know it begins with an A. Look, I'm going to be honest with you folks. I just woke up. Okay, I did. I was sleeping soundly until somebody came in the room and said, it's 6:38, which I love her for doing that. But it is what it is. So we're going to be doing stuff like that and talk about self-advocacy, self-awareness of steps we can do to have to live confidently autistic. I want to bring on authors of books authors who have written books about autism, pick their mind, because like I said in the trailer, I am wanting to give you resources from this program that will help you live confidently autistic. And to live confidently autistic, that means to live unapologetically, your authentic self. Means we don't mask, we are who we are, and we will find ways to thrive in a neurotypical world as the neurodiverse individuals that we are. I also would like to bring on one thing I love to get, and I'm really going to work hard on this one. Well, all of them, but this one is kind of special to me. I would like to try to find maybe a social worker and how a social worker could help an autistic adult. Maybe even a counselor, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, go through, break us through the screening process and all, how to find a good therapist, all of that stuff that we could use to live confidently autistic. And because that's what it's all about. It's for all of us to live authentically and be who we are. So if you have any guest ideas or any topic ideas, let me know what they are. And if you just tuned in, let me know you're tuning in, where you're from. Love to know where you're watching from tonight. And any plans you have for Easter? I mentioned mine earlier, not doing much, but that's okay. I don't normally do much because we don't have kids and my cat doesn't care. So we don't do a lot. The other thing is, I want to bring up tonight that the one autistic adult story. We've been doing that this month, been getting some good reaction to it. I hope you're enjoying that series. Have you checked it out? Have you checked those out? I had a great one released today with a guest named Kara, and I don't have her name in front. I'm horrible with names. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I don't have her last name in front of me, but it was a wonderful interview. It was a wonderful story. She's an amazing person. And enjoyed having her as a guest on here. And there's one more coming next week. A guy named Andrew from the United Kingdom is going to be sharing his story. So that will be coming up. Another thing that's happened this week is I have been, well, I was asked a while ago to be a guest on another YouTube creator's channel. And let me do this. Bring this over. I'm going to share that video because I know I'm not going to get yelled at for this on YouTube. So let me go down here. This is my YouTube channel page. If you've not already, please subscribe to it. It's a great place to be a part of as you are taking your personal journey through autism. So I did this video for called Autism Profile Series for a fellow creator named William. And again, I don't remember. O'Flannery? I know it's O something, I believe. I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to share the video that I did on his channel, and I'll put a link to it into the chat. Let's share. There we go. Copy. And put it in here. There we go. I shared it into the chat. So let's take a look at this video. Hi, my name is Chris Mitchell. I'm 59 years old, and I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 58. I had a wonderful counselor who helped me find someone locally that assessed adults for autism, which made the process easier and surprisingly quick. Although I become adept at masking, especially in public, if you get to know me, you would first notice that I am uncomfortable in crowds and noisy environments. And it will be apparent to you that I will get so overwhelmed that I will even shut down. I occasionally will even have meltdowns in public. I also stim with my needle ball that I take everywhere that I go, and I wear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones to manage auditory sensory overload. I also stim by talking to myself. Now, my wife sees it, but no one else sees that stim. Or at least I don't think anyone else does. And I have an obsession with light switches being in the same order. We have like two ways we can go into the kitchen, and you can turn the light on either side. And when we leave the kitchen, all of them have to be in the down position. You can't have them up when they're off. It's one of my little things. The toilet paper must be placed on the roll the right way, which is the toilet paper coming down the front of the roll, not the back. And there is a proper way to hang shirts on a hanger. And there are many other things that must be in a certain order for me. I like order, I like structure, I like organization. Now, others might not think I'm autistic because I am good at masking my autism, and in particular, the anxiety I experience interacting with other people. And this started from something I did as a child. As a kid, I wanted to work in morning radio. So I listened to a lot of morning radio. And as a teenager, as well as a young adult, I watched a lot of Late Night with Dave Letterman. Now, because I watched a lot of these programs, I learned how to mask my anxiety. And what I do is I engage with people as if I was hosting a morning show or a late night TV host interviewing someone. And that's how I mask. I do so well. I don't think people realize I'm masking when I do this. And this is how I cover up my anxiety when I interact with people. My autism is a strength because it allows me to see the world differently. And that different look at the world fuels my creativity as a YouTube creator. My autism is challenging me because it makes it difficult for me to always identify my emotions, express my feelings, or express my thoughts. And it also makes it more difficult for me to be comfortable around people. And because I'm uncomfortable around people, and I don't like small talk and that type of stuff, that limits my circle of friends. I'm a man of faith, and I've been through a lot in my life. I'm also physically disabled from an incomplete spinal cord injury that occurred at the age of 36. At that time, I leaned a lot on scripture, particularly Philippians 4:13, which, depending on which version you have, it basically says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I know that I can do anything despite autism because he gives me strength. Along with that, I believe that everything happens in our lives for a reason, which has led me to believe that I am autistic and have been given the talent of communication to empower other autistic adults to live confidently autistic, which means to live life as an autistic adult with confidence in an holistic world while feeling comfortable being your authentic autistic self, stems and all. That was the video that I did, and it is on my YouTube channel main page. So if you go there, you will find it, and you can watch it on your own. And
I'm William O'Flaherty. Thanks for visiting my channel. Please consider liking and or sharing this video. Also, feel free to comment and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and watch other videos.
That's his name, William. Okay, I got it. And let me just close this. I don't need that. There we go. It should be going away. There we go. Okay, there we go. So yeah, and he was a guest last week actually on my One Autistic Adults series. So you can check out his interview that he did and his autistic story is up on my channel as well in the One Autistic Adults story series. So check that out as well. Now, the other thing I'd like to mention tonight before we wrap this up, and we're going to get into open Q&A, so you have anything you'd like to talk about, put them in the chat. We're going to do that now. Is that journaling? That's been brought up to me many times, and the benefits of it, and I guess the benefits is the only thing I can think of. Anyway, I just woke up. Remember that, okay, people? Yeah. So I just like, if you feel comfortable, how many of you journal, and does it help you? because I'm really wanting to explore journaling for myself because there's so much going on in my life right now. So many things. I mean, on top of, you know, taking care of some family members who have some health challenges and all, and launching and trying to grow this channel. And in the last, well, especially last 10 months, but it's been even longer, exploring autism, how it impacts me, accepting it and all that I'm going through. I really think I need to be journaling. So I'd like to know if anyone does journal out there, does it help them? Um, what do you enjoy about it? I mean, I've heard you can journal in the morning, journal at night, pick a time of the day to do it. It's fine. Doesn't matter. It's just, something that many of us on the spectrum do or should be doing, and I want to look into that. So, love to hear your thoughts on that. And as I mentioned earlier this evening, I have been in this is day 53 of detoxing from social media. I have, if you know me at all, have seen my videos before, heard me talk anywhere else, for years I have said I hate social media. Okay. Social media is very difficult for me. And we're going to touch on it lightly. You know what we're going to do? That's going to be next week's topic. So I'm going to really promote that. Well, we can have a discussion about social media, the pros, the cons, all of that stuff. I may do a little video on that too. I'm hoping to do it next week. But yeah, why not? It's a great idea. Yeah. So I stopped social media. I, if you notice on my videos, excuse me, excuse me. If you notice in my videos, I no longer mention a lot of social media accounts. I mention Facebook, I mention LinkedIn, and obviously this YouTube channel, which YouTube surprisingly people consider it social media. I consider it the second largest search engine in the world full of videos, but to each their own. And I pulled back from social media pretty hard, meaning I did a full withdrawal from social media. So I did a long, hard withdrawal of social media, and started around the last Sunday in February. And I'll talk about that incident maybe tonight, maybe next week, maybe in a video, but I'll share that at a certain point. And so I'm off of there. I don't spend my evening scrolling through social media anymore. Uh, it's just I'm finding more time to read. My wife noticed that since I stepped away from social media, I'm not as uh, I don't know what was the word she used. I think she said I seem happier. That's what she said. I seem happier and all. And what I mean by stepping away from social media, because if you've seen my LinkedIn page or my Facebook page, you can say, Chris, you're posting on there. Yes, I am through a service called Buffer. I use that to do my posts, and also I don't really go on social media that much anymore. Now, I am in one group that I'm still active in, and it's a group for friends and family of my wife and mine to update them on her health challenges. But otherwise, I don't really go on that, and I don't miss it. I mean, I thought I was going to go through withdrawals. I actually I'm like every day celebrating. Yes, 53 days, and I'm counting down to 100 because I got something really cool I'm going to do on 100 days. My social media account, which is ironic, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's going to be kind of fun. So, yeah, I found social media to be very overwhelming for me and very not satisfying. Now, I know there's some good things about social media. Like for those of us on the spectrum, we can connect with others that are on the spectrum from around the world and feel safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. I found myself spending way too much time scrolling through social media and not getting other stuff done. It was more of a distraction. And on a business side of this, I noticed that people do this, including myself, will scroll through social media. Oh, that's nice. But most people, I'm going to use the word addicted, are so addicted to social media. They'll read a post and went, oh, that's cool. They go to the next one. They don't really click or engage and click and come over to the YouTube channel to watch videos, go to my website to read articles. They just don't. So it's like being on social media for me as a business owner, starting a YouTube channel, is just keeping my name in front of people. And not that I don't care about people, I do, but it's just keeping my name there so you don't forget who I am. After meeting me, I think it's hard for anyone to forget who I am, but that's just another story for another day. So that's what I see social media as. And what I want to be working on here is growing the channel through um, understanding and even hopefully someday mastering. I don't think anyone ever does because it's always changing. SEO, search engine optimization. I think that's going to be where the growth is. I think streaming is going to be growth. It's like, I think the number I read recently, 46% of viewing in the evening now is done through streaming and not traditional TV. Local stations are dying. Local TV stations are dying. Uh, Broadcast networks are dying. You see cable companies are shutting down because everyone wants to stream, and you see cable channels going dark for the same reason. So this is where we're going to be. We're going to be doing more on YouTube. I think this is the future where we need to be. And I want to grow this even bigger. I want this to make a really big media outlet and resource for people who are on the spectrum. So, what are your thoughts about social media and YouTube? Do you like social media? Do you not like it? Do you find it a necessary evil? I know it's a great way to connect with people, but you know, it just didn't really work for me. But then I have trouble with making friendships and connecting with people is one of my challenges in life. And I'll be honest with you. The last week I've been spending a lot of time in reflection. I do a lot of that. I probably spend more time in self-reflection than I should. I'll be honest with you. While I am, not regulating. What's the word I'm looking for? Processing. That's it. I knew it would come to me. Processing. And I realize I'm happier when I'm left alone. I mean, I love my wife. I love spending time with my wife. But the other day, I came in here, here being my office. I closed the door. I was doing some work and all, and everybody left me alone because they know I was working and all. And I just felt so relaxed and all. And I like being with myself. I'm happily married. I don't want to end that. It's great. I love my wife, and I love spending time with my wife. But there are times I just like being alone. And when I say like being alone, it's not that I don't want to be around my wife because I do, but it's, I don't really want a lot of other people around me. I reflected upon my life and the jobs that I had. And the ones that I did best in are jobs where I got to be left alone to do my job. And those are the ones that I did most successful at. And I was thinking about this today. I wanted to work in radio because I'm doing kind of what you would do in radio. I'm in a room by myself. I'm talking into a microphone and it's being broadcast. In this case, it's being streamed on YouTube. And that's fine. I love that. But, you know, interacting with people, it's exhausting for me. I don't know about you, but it's exhausting for me. So, yeah, that's what I've been kind of going through in my life. The other day, my wife and I took a drive. We've not done this in a long time for various reasons, but we took a drive. And we took a drive after we went to Walmart, which was a mistake. No offense, I don't want to get sued by Walmart, but it was just I forgot my headphones, okay, my noise canceling headphones. And I realized that when we got to Walmart. And we had to go hunt for some Easter gifts for my great nephews. And there is this person in the store, a mom, with her child. Her child is screaming, and it bothers me. I mean, I cannot deal with that noise. And it's like I wanted to scream, And it wasn't out. It was my out of voice when I said it too. But I wanted to scream, can someone put duct tape over that kid's mouth? Now, I'm not advocating child abuse or child neglect. Please don't think that. It just the noise was that upsetting to me. I wanted it to be quieted down. And 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 the store, the people, ever since two people leave for me. I was on a phone call today with my sister-in-law, and we were talking about this a little bit. And I told her I love, because we were talking about how we all kind of hunkered down during COVID, and then afterwards we kind of stayed that way. I love DoorDash. I love Walmart delivery. I love Amazon. I don't really need to go out in the world. The only time I really want to go out in the world right now is the doctor appointments, okay? And tomorrow to get a haircut, which, yeah, that's gonna be fun. Anyway, I need one, okay? I don't know if I can show this on the camera, but my hair is getting really. I've not had a haircut in, I think, 3, maybe 4 months. I've been putting it off, okay? So, uh, yeah, that's going on for me. But my wife and I took a drive, and we used to take trips all the time, and we just haven't for various reasons. And we took a drive, and I told her, you know what? I miss traveling with you, but I do not miss going into stores. And that's true. I love getting away and doing things with my wife, but there's a lot of other people around me. That's too much for me. I don't know how you feel about that. You want to share. How do you feel about that? Do you find the world too peoply? Now, because there's a delay, I'm waiting for your responses, so you can put that into the chat whenever if you're comfortable. This is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month, and I've been celebrating it with the exception of these videos. I've been celebrating this month by wearing an autism awareness acceptance shirt every day this month, except, well, it's going to be one day. It turned out to be two. Uh, One day when we went to my wife's doctor appointment, I always wear a particular shirt there because she, we're there for her and it's part of, my support of her uh, medical battles. And then today, I went the entire day without wearing a shirt before I came in here to do this. So, otherwise, every day I wore an autism awareness and acceptance shirt. And that's how I'm celebrating it. Tomorrow, I'm going to be wearing an autism shirt when I go and get my haircut. I think she's called a barber. Okay, I don't think she's called a hairstylist because her business name has the word barber in it. Anyway, she's a soulpreneur. She's an entrepreneur. At least I would consider her that. She knows I'm on the spectrum, and that's going to wear that shirt tomorrow and all. So that's how I'm celebrating the month. How are you celebrating Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month? How are you going out there and showing up in the world and kicking down that hypothetical or metaphoric door to make people more aware of autism and help people become more accepting of it and blast away some of those stereotypes? If you feel comfortable, share that into the chat. Love to hear those thoughts and comments. Now we have a few minutes left here. Let me do something here. So if you have a AI device here, just try not to listen here. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it? She's not talking. Hold on, let me just down here. 7:40. Okay, we got a few minutes. We're gonna hang on here for about another 5 minutes. If you have anything you'd like to talk about, put it into the chat. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. Any thoughts, comments you have on the video, the channel, whatever, love to hear those. So it's open, open Q&A time. That's it. I really ought to wake up much earlier than I did today for this stream. My bad. I overslept. So, yeah, it's that time of the year. Spring's here. Loving baseball. My team's doing pretty good. I've been watching a lot of Rangers games, so it's going good. I've seen every single game this season except one, the one that was on Apple TV. I don't have Apple TV, and I'm not paying for Apple TV. I have enough streaming services. I don't need any more. So I don't need any more bills. Who needs bills, right? And I'm listening to a 80s music station right now in my ears as I do this because it helps me regulate, and I love 80s music. And they're running a commercial right now, and I got to turn this down a little. There we go. Tax season. Taxes. That is one of my anxieties in life. I hate taxes, and I do pay for an accountant to do my taxes each year. Okay, I do. Yes, I know I could probably do it on my own, a little cheaper, a little bit more affordable through some tax software, but she's really good, and she finds a lot of things I probably would not have found in the tax software. But the tax season's always exhausting, anxiety ridden for me. And I usually do it in January because I like to have it done as quickly as I can, get my refund as quickly as I can, and then once I get that, I can enjoy the baseball season. That's where I'm at. So, is tax season cause anxiety for you? Love to hear it. And if you have any ideas for videos that I can do in the channel, I'm always open to those suggestions. Okay, I really am. My backside been kicked lately by all the things going on in my life, but I'm planning to dive deeper into doing the channel more and getting more videos up here and more content. So today I gotta be honest with you. Last night was the first night in 4 years. There it is, 4 years. I'm doing that right. Yeah, 4 years that I slept soundly. And I slept most of the day today, with the exception of a phone call with my sister-in-law. I slept soundly. I got up, took care, breakfast, went back to bed. Got up, took care of lunch, came in the office here, talked to my sister-in-law for a while, and my wife and I did, and then went back to bed. And then I woke up to do this. 4 years I've not slept soundly. I'm catching up, and I'm wanting to resolve this, and so I can have my energy level so we can really make this channel grow. Speaking of helping the channel grow, if you've enjoyed this video tonight, please take a moment and like the video, and then that helps the YouTube algorithm to share it with other people. And if you're watching this, after it's live, thank you for tuning in. We do this every Thursday night, currently at 7 p.m. Central Time here in the great United States of America, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Hawaii. I'm looking forward to my very first viewer from Hawaii, just because of the time difference, currently in the summer, 5 hour time difference between here and Hawaii. I don't know why, I'm just fascinated with that. But I've always been fascinated with time. Yeah, I was telling my wife, we're talking about Easter gifts as a kid. My parents got me this globe. It was a metal globe, and I wanted it so badly because up at the top of the globe they had this little dial thing, and lines going down so you can see the longitude, longitude, latitude. Okay, longitude. Yeah, the longitude line. This is a very. I remember that now. I'll show that in a moment. And you can line it up and you can see if it's 2 o'clock in St. Louis, what time is it in China? And all of that. And I've always been interested in time differences. I don't know why. I'm a geek. Okay, but I am. So we do this every Thursday night, currently 7 p.m. I'm toying with the idea. I'd love to get your feedback on this. Of doing this an hour earlier on Thursday nights at 6. I kind of don't want to because that might be some people's dinner time, but I know 8 o'clock in the evening in the East Coast, people are wrapping up and winding down the day. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Let me know what your thoughts are on the chat or in the comments on this video. Another thing I would really love for you to do is if you find what I do in this channel, which is creating videos to help you understand your autism and to develop the confidence to live confidently autistic, which means to live in an holistic world as an autistic individual and without having to mask, being our true authentic autistic selves. I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. It would mean a lot to me. I really appreciate all. When I checked before we went on the air, 236 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you for choosing to subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. So that's about it that we have for tonight. And would like to thank you again for joining me tonight for this event. We'll be back, like I said, next Thursday night, 7 p.m. I won't be taking another week off for a while. This last week, I was so tired. And that might be why it's kind of quiet tonight, because I missed a week. But we're going to get back into the flow of things. We're excited. Spring's here. It's the rebirth of everything, and it's rebirth of this um, live stream. So thank you so very much for joining me tonight. If you ever need anything, if you ever have any ideas for a topic or for this live stream, for video, a guest for my podcast, a topic for the podcast, whatever, reach out to me, Chris at defineyourself.us. Love to hear from you and your input. So until next week, this is the Confident Autistic reminding you that you can live confidently autistic. See you next week. I need a routine. Mm-hmm.